Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial. I haven't done one of these in forever, so I'm excited to do this. I've got two palettes that I want to play with. This one here is from Luna Beauty. Sorry, I am sick guys, so I will be doing this video with a voiceover later. I just wanted to introduce the concept of this video. So the first palette we're using is from Luna Beauty, 12 Days of Luna. This is a holiday palette. I did play with this once before, but I didn't like the video, so I didn't upload that. So the next palette we have is this one here. Now this is kind of a face palette from Colourpop, but I just really love this shade here, which is really pretty. Hopefully the camera light will adjust. There it is, like a really pretty iridescent purple shade. So I'm going to use that as my shimmer on top of these mattes in this palette. Now basically this video is just using a whole lot of products that I haven't used for in a long time. That's basically the video. I know it's a long intro, I apologize about that. The rest of this will be done in voiceover. So this video is basically going to be a get ready with me to stay home because I'm too sick to go out. So let's get straight into it.
Alright guys, so we are going to be first starting off with our eye primer. This is the Glamlite Eye Base in the shade Buttercream. I'm almost out of this, so I do have to squeeze quite a lot to get any out. I love this stuff, and I'm using it just because I have been using it for the last year, and I want to use this with a brand new palette, so I know it's the palette if it's not working or if there's any patchiness, and not the eye base itself. Alright guys, so I'm dipping into the lightest brown shade out of this palette. This palette doesn't actually have any shade name, so I'm dipping into the lightest brown matte shade. There are 6 mattes and 6 shimmers in this palette. Beautiful neutral palette, and I really like the actual shade range in this palette. But this palette wasn't the easiest to work with. This colour does lay down really nicely, but it is a lot of work blending it out. So I start on the outer corner and blend it towards the inner corner and into the crease and up towards my eyebrow. So guys, at the start of the video I did say that I have been sick. I've been sick for almost 2 weeks now. I haven't been working, which is not the best financially, but we are going to make it work. But I wanted to sit down and play with some makeup because it's been a while since I've actually done a makeup tutorial. I haven't actually been playing with this palette enough. I've had it since November and I've only used it once. This is the second time using it. The first time actually worked okay, but this time I found the mattes a bit hard to work with. But it might be just because I have been sick and my eyelids might be all dried and crusty. I don't know. It just wasn't really working for me with this shade. But guys, I have been missing playing with makeup and I've been really excited to get back into it. So I really wanted to sit down and play with some makeup even though I hadn't been feeling too well. So guys, I really love this shade, but it was a lot of hard work compared to the other Luna Beauty shades that I've used in other palettes. I was really surprised about that, but it is a beautiful colour, and there it is on my eyelids. Really happy with the way it looked in the end. And now I'm going into the deeper brown shade out of this palette, which is another matte. And I'm going to put that on the outer edge of my eye. Guys, this shade was a lot of work. I wasn't happy with the way it ended up, but it was probably about 30 minutes of blending and I just gave up with that shade. So I did my best. It wasn't my favourite application or blend, but it is what it is. That's it there. It's not my favourite. And then, guys, I dip into the purple matte shade, the deepest shade in this palette. And I put that on the outer corner because I really want to add some depth. And this was another shade that took me about 30 minutes of just blending. I'm actually watching something on the iPad because it took such a long time. And yeah, it was just me blending for half an hour. So I do fast forward most of this. I'm not a huge fan of the way it turned out, but I did my best. And I didn't want to restart the whole look. I didn't want to wipe it off like I always do when I'm not happy with a look. So I persevered. And this is the best that I could get it to. Wasn't really happy with the outcome, but I wanted to continue on. So now we go in with this Colourpop palette. Now this is a highlighter palette. It is the Shell Yeah Super Shock highlighter palette. And I'm going in with the purple iridescent pink shade. And that shade is called Goat. It's a really pretty shade. I do put it on my finger and actually apply it with my finger because I find that's the best way shimmers work for me. So I put it on the eyelid and then put it in the inner corner as well. And I blend out with my finger. And I just think the way the light hits it, it looks like there's a couple of different shades of shimmers on my eye, but it is only one. Such a pretty shade and a beautiful highlighter as well. So put it on both eyes with the finger. I'm just fast forwarding it because it is the same process on the other eye. And look how pretty that is. Now I'm going in with the purple matte shade and I just blend out the outer edges where the shimmer and the mattes meet with a fluffy brush. And I do that on the other eye as well. A really quick process. I'm only dipping very lightly into the matte and then basically just tapping on the outer edge. That's the eyes done. For now, I am going to go in with this NYX Marshmallow Primer. Beautiful primer. I do put on too much, as I always do. And you'll see that when I notice I look up, I'm like, oh, I put too much on again. But it is what it is. I blend that out. Alright guys, so primer is done and now we're going in with foundation. This is one I haven't used in a while. It is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Foundation in the shade 80W. I shake it up just because it's been sitting on its side for a long time. It is the wrong shade for me, but we're going to use it. I'll just lighten it up with some translucent setting powder. So I blend all that out and then I go in with the ColourPop Concealer, No Filter Concealer in the shade Light 16. Put that under my eyes, on my chin, on my cheeks, and also I do a chook's foot on my forehead. And I blend out with a Beauty Blender. Now I really like how light it is compared to my foundation because I do like a bright under eye and also put some on my nose, blend it out with Beauty Blender. Really like the way it blended out. And as you can see, it is helping with the yellowness of that foundation. I do the forehead next and I do blend that out. And you can see that the yellowness does seem to go away a little bit on the forehead. Now we're going in with the Nikita Joy Cosmetics setting powder. I really love this stuff. It is the Velvet Finishing Powder and I really love the loose powder. There is a pressed powder version which I'll get eventually, but I want to use this one up. This has a really good scent to it and it does blur everything, which I love. And next up we have the Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer. Now I actually use this to do my full entire face and I contour with it as well just because I'm a bit lazy and I don't want to have to reach for anything else. So I do the forehead. It's a little dark, but we make it work. Then I try and hide all my chins. Not very successful, but I do my best. And then I also do my cheeks and my nose. But yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful powder. And I've had this for a while, thanks to Jennifer, I think, who sent it to me a long time ago. Next, I go in with this Hank & Henry blush. It is a highlighter and blush duo. I use the blush in the shade Fever. I found it a bit too shimmery for me, so I do go in with the brush that I used to set my full face with the Nikita Joy setting powder, just to try and tame some of that highlightness of that blush. So just stamp it on and try and get rid of that highlightness. Highlightness, that seems like a word. I'm going to use it. And this is what my face looks like after I've done all my face products. Obviously, I haven't done highlighter, but we'll get to that. Going back into the eyes, I'm just running that deep purple shade along the bottom lash line, on the outer edge, working into the middle. And then I use the light brown matte in the inner corner and I blend that out all together. Do the same process on the other eye. Very simple, very quick, and it blended out nicely, which was good. Love that brown shade. It's one of my favorite shades in this palette. Alright guys, I'm back and I actually forgot to film me doing my brows on camera. So I just used my Maybelline brow pencil to fill in my brows. Now we're going in with some highlighter. So we go in with this Moonchild Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter palette. And I use that as my brow highlighter in the shade Blue Ice. I love this highlighter palette. I don't use it enough, so I really wanted to use it today. And then I do put a pink highlighter in the inner corner as well as an inner corner highlighter. Really love that. Now I set my face with my Morphe setting spray because I always do this when I do my highlighter on my cheeks. I just find the highlighter grabs on when it's a little bit tacky with the setting spray. So go in with the same shade Blue Ice and I tap that off the excess and I put that on my cheek. Look how pretty that is. I love purple and pink highlighters or blue highlighters. I just love the iridescence. So I put that on my nose. I basically put that everywhere, all over my face. Alright guys, so highlighter is done. Now we go in with my Hank & Henry Satin Matte Lipstick in the shade Sext. I love this lipstick. I don't use it enough just because it's so pretty. I don't want to ruin it. I love the little diamond glitter. So we go in with this nude brown lipstick. I don't put any lip gloss on it. I just think it's pretty enough without anything else on it. And then lastly, guys, we put some lashes on. I love ones that flare out. So these little lashes are some of my favorites. This is the final look. I do put some black liner in the bottom waterline from ColourPop. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. All my love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!